Do you remember the time that I walked in on you using the bidet? and you're spraying it in your face?
I was using it for like a chemical burn in my eyes.
But remember, I was just talking to you. I was like, dude, like, for some reason, I think you don't know what that is. I try to explain it to you, and you're like, oh, no, I know what it is.
That's why I'm doing it.
And I was like, no, I don't think you know what it is. You go, no, it's for your butthole. You just kept doing it.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I watched the new Dahmer today too. Or I finished the Dahmer today. Fuck! Oh god damn it.
No, that's pretty appropriate.
I mean, I didn't see it, but I believe you.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of I Didn't See It, But I Believe You. I'm Doug.
I'm Joel, and this is episode 159. It's almost as old as the Queen was when she died, if you're counting along.
She's pretty old. How old was she? How old was she?
How old was she?
How old was she?
94.
Old.
She was 94.
Dude, there's this. Good.
Yeah.
I admitted yesterday in a meeting, I was like, I have a bad habit of starting stories thinking they're going to be funny. And like the moment the words start leaving my mouth, I realize it's about to be really bad and not funny for anybody. And it's just like wasting people's time.
Is this one of those times?
This is the last episode.
Hey, actually, this is the last episode before we start occasionally doing something new and different for a change. So we might as well just go ahead and let everybody know. Starting next week, and then occasionally, I think like every other week after that, not every episode, but a lot of episodes, we're going to start having guests. Yep. Next week, we're going to start with the founder and owner of Lunch Meat, Josh Schaefer. He's a good friend of mine and an awesome dude who's done a lot of really, really cool things in the film world and basically started the whole VHS revival. So it'll be really cool and fun to talk to him. And Doug's got a lot of good people lined up. And I'm trying to get King Charles on here to talk about the current king. King Charles. Charles of England.
I can't forget his name's Charles. Dude, that dude's he's knocking on death's door too. How old is he? Fucking 100? He's
he's a baby, bro, compared to his mom.
He's older than his mommy.
He's King Charles age.
What a weird
he's only 73.
Oh, look up their last name. Look up King of England's last name.
Marguerite Bowes-Lyon?
No.
Yeah. Her name was Elizabeth Angela Marguerite Bowes-Lyon.
Well, I thought the kings and queens don't have last names.
Queen Elizabeth II. That's who it is. And then King Charles' name is Charles. His name's real long. Charles Philip Arthur George. That's just a bunch of first names.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have last names.
Harry's name is Harry Henry Charles Albert David.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Harry balls on you. But that's what I'm just saying. It's like they don't like have a last name. It's just names and like I don't know. It's really weird. It's like
this is his official. This is Prince Harry's. This is Prince Harry's official name. Prince Henry Charles Albert David, Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton, Baron Keekle, Harry.
Not the Keekle.
You
gotta throw the Keekle into that one.
You're gonna have to put a hyphen in there if you get married, bro.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
How do you feel about people who hyphenate their names?
I'm all for it, man. I have 2 people in my family that hyphens in their names.
That's fair.
That was disgusting.
I was trying not to spit it out. I don't have any problem with it.
Hurricane season's upon us. Dude, yeah, there'd be
I thought hurricane season was over.
Dude. What?
We are really picking up a lot. Hold on. No, not picking up even more right there.
Picking up a lot, dude. I was like looking at the JP to B man. I was like, man, what's going on with JP to B man? He's still heavy hitter.
Heavy hitting with the bees?
Yeah, dude. Royal jelly and everything. For those who don't know what royal jelly is, essentially what happens is when bees are like decide that they're going to make a queen, what they do is they harvest this weird jelly, this gelatinous thing they produce behind their heads, and they suck it out, and they take all that royal jelly, and they just the larva that they want to become queen cells, they pack it with it, and so it's like more nutritious and stuff. So like they're inherently going to be bigger, better, stronger bees, and they're going to be queen bees.
Longer, faster, longer, faster. Don't kill me.
It's so weird you say that, but if you ever notice that the Daft Punk helmets almost resemble a queen bee helmet.
I had not noticed that. I thought they just looked like robots.
That's why, because the song and that's what inspired that song you just sang.
It's almost believable, honestly. I got something fun for you. So I decided that, dude, I spend so much time on Reddit that I see so many crazy and cool things and I just forget about them. So I realized, holy shit, you can pull Reddit up on your desktop. Duh. And so I can share some of these things with you. So much like Christina P curates a TikTok for Tom, this is my curation for you. I'm going to sprinkle them throughout. I'm not just going to hit you with them in a row, but
with one right now.
I'm going to hit you with one right now.
420.
420. Hold on. Let me smoke.
Do your weed. 420 doing weed. Nice.
Hot dog. Didn't even hold it in long enough to matter. All right. So little backstory on this one. There is a woman.
Go ahead.
There is a woman who calls herself the Queen of Canada. She's just the QAnon lady. Okay. She calls herself the QAnon Queen of Canada, and she keeps issuing decrees that are just absolutely meaningless. Like, I mean, she's just some random lady. It'd be like if you were like, I'm the King of Austin, and everything is free. It just doesn't matter. You could say whatever you want. So anyway, she told all of her followers to stop paying their electricity and water bills because they're free for everybody now. And a shit ton of people fucking listen to her. So anyway, all their power is getting cut off. So I thought I would share that with you because it's hysterical.
QAnon Queen of Canada. All right.
Can you hear it?
Here,
Yeah.
the gentleman from MB Power has come to disconnect my power. As per Queen Romana's royal decree, they'll give them 8 to 24 hours to rehook up my power. I
doesn't care at all.
Christina Schneider, 4 royal decrees already with my power bill.
They just keep cutting her shit off.
Care quit. And yes, so I won't have any power here. I'm in Springfield, New Brunswick. Not sure the gentleman's name, but here's the truck number.
New Brunswick.
I'm gonna skip over his license
power
plate.
bill I've had.
So what's happening?
Okay.
Is this only him turning off their power?
Yeah, because some random woman on the internet who calls herself the Queen of Canada told her followers, hey, all your shit's free now. And they were like, damn, sick.
As soon as possible,
Oh, wait, so this person talking is not the Queen of Canada.
No, this is one of her followers.
As soon as I get my power
Okay, now listen to the last part. This is sad. Listen to what she says at the end.
I could get my power reconnected as soon as possible and have this straightened up. That would be great. Thank you.
She's like asking for the Queen to fix this for this random lady. Please, if you could straighten this out, that would be awesome. Straighten it out? She's just some fucking random person.
Dude, is there a picture of the Queen of Canada?
I'm one step ahead of you. No, I forgot to look that up, to be honest.
Who is this Queen of Canada? Remember when you told me my teeth hurt when I drink hot
Yeah,
stuff.
that was how I first realized that I was in serious trouble. Serious though. That is not what I expected at all, dude.
That's the Queen of Canada?
She does look really queen-like.
And everybody's getting their power cut off because of this person? I'm so confused.
Yeah, she told everybody, hey, all your shit's free. And they were like, dope, and just stopped paying.
Dude, it's like exceptionally quiet in here. It's kind of creeped me out.
Do you need to go make sure everything is not afoot?
No, everything's fine. So I binge watched the new Dahmer series.
I'm only on episode 3.
Okay.
Thoughts? No, it's cool. You can spoil. I know the entire story. It's fine.
Well,
and if you,
Newsflash: Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer. No, pretty. I mean, it's pretty good. Obviously, it's a TV show, so it's only gonna it can't be 100% factual. It definitely
a lot of it's pretty fucking right on with the stuff they say, though.
With everything that we grew up knowing about Dahmer and the stories, the internet's been around for a while, guys, and serial killer stuff. We've all been reading about it for a while. So it's so funny because every time you meet somebody, especially around our age, we're like Dahmer, it's like everybody knows everything about him because we just everybody dove in on their own time.
Well, at least for us, it was a school project.
Yeah, no, most certainly. Yeah.
Don't think they do that anymore.
Yeah, no, seriously. Dude, yeah, I had a serial killer. Mine was Albert Fish.
I dropped out of high school. Not even the project. I dropped out altogether.
The one regret of Joel not graduating high school is he didn't get to do his presentation on a serial killer. But no, I watched it and pretty spot on to what you know about Jeffrey Dahmer. And if you don't know anything about him, again, spoiler, he killed a lot of people people of color, and in the gay community in the 80s and early 90s. So especially, when there was really nobody showing any support for them. And it really does go into that as well with the whole the policing of the situation and things. But anyways, whatever they do that plays Dahmer, he's also in Evan Peters, and everybody knows him from American Horror Story and stuff. But dude, he fucking killed it. And his dad's played by the same dad that's in Step Brothers,
Richard Jenkins. And dude, the scene, his first scene at the hospital is just a 2-minute class in acting. It's so good, dude. It's so good. Or I'm sorry, at the police station when they're telling him what his kid did or whatever, and he keeps choking back sobs when they leave him, and he just swallows it all down. That's a really good scene of acting. He's good.
And the thing about it is if you watch the actual interviews with his dad, when Dahmer did in the 90s with his dad by his side and everything, his dad's I forgive him, and I have to hold myself accountable with the whole book and everything. It's they really did a good job with that, creating that relationship, because when you're a kid and when you're diving into the internet and reading about Dahmer and watching those interviews on YouTube, you're just getting the end result. It's my dad, his dad and him side by side together, those interviews. So the show does a really good job developing that relationship to get it to that point to where they have those interviews, and his dad being essentially holding himself accountable for of his father, his role as a father in Jeffrey's life. And it was pretty interesting to see somebody just be obviously he did all the killings, very bad, needs to spend the rest of his life in prison or whatever has to be done, but I have to hold myself accountable too for the way I raised my son. I was like, man, it's so fucked up because Jeffrey Dahmer was just pure, a true monster, pure evil, like evil incarnate, and just but his dad just I don't know. They do a really good job capturing this relationship of a parent's love. It's pretty, and it's you just kind of feel for him. Jeffrey,
you totally feel for him.
It's not even Jeffrey, his dad, and it's just man, it's hard to put that into words. Even in your own thoughts, how to feel for somebody that is the father of one of the most heinous persons to ever exist. But then they took it in Mr. Jenkins and what's his name?
Evan Peters.
They did a really great job creating that relationship. And dude, there's so many like borderline cringe moments, but not like internet fucking falling off a fucking chair cringe, like fucking like this like him portraying Jeffrey Dahmer as like trying to be quote unquote normal or trying to fit in or trying to crack a joke or trying to explain himself or fucking up the house when his parents let them alone. And you have that, and you see the car pull into the driveway knowing his dad's about to see all the trash and filth he was living in while I was gone, you know, and like that, just like I said, it's almost like you're cringing, like you're anticipating that, and dude, and it's just like that them acting through that. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm planning on probably finishing it tonight, or at least trying to get a few more episodes cranked out. I made the I will piggyback on this to say also I fully recommend watching it. I see a lot of people. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. It does have kind of a weird vibe that I didn't really see coming. Like it, I don't know. It has a weird, almost like romanticized gaze of him. I think it's because he's so good in it, and because he's kind of an attractive dude in real life, and Dahmer was kind of an attractive dude too. But there's this weird tinge of like, I mean, that's what he was known for. That's like he was known for being. Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. This dude looks pretty righteous too.
No, I always remind you how much you look like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm a handsome motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, you're like, you think you're so good looking.
I am. Look at me. Look at this. Look at my eyes.
That's what you show everybody. You have fake eyes. Like, look at my eyes, and you're like,
look at me. Look at me. Would you fuck me?
Anyway, it's also like I think it's interesting. Don't get me wrong. The police definitely always should be held accountable. Although I do think it's interesting. There's a lot of focus on the cops being shitty cops or whatever. And it's like, it's almost like, as someone pointed it out to me, he was like, it's just weird in a Dahmer show for the police to be the villain. He was like, they're totally the villain in real life. He was like, it feels weird that in the show, they sometimes feel like a bigger villain than Jeffrey does.
Well,
but I haven't made it far enough to know if that's the case or not.
Well, all they're doing is trying to portray that the arm of the law let it slip through the cracks. Like they're like that is something that's very real. For sure. 14-year-old boy that the cops came and found him, and Jeffrey Dahmer convinced him that it was his boyfriend, and they took him back to the apartment. That really happened.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That is bad police work. That is horrible police work, and that is the cops just not wanting to do their job and truly just not caring about two gay guys. You know, that's the way they look.
No, for sure. And don't get me wrong. I know I'm only speaking for myself, but it's ACAB all day. But I haven't made it far enough to know if that's real or not. But or if I would feel that way. But someone did point out that they were like, it's weird to feel like they were a bigger villain. But I honestly, they played a huge role in that.
But he does this whole thing, and like you're right, there's kind of like a romantic, like, you know, I know it got a lot of backlash with the Bundy with Zac Efron. I never even watched that. I don't know, is that in the same vein? Possibly, I'll watch it.
Kind of. It doesn't focus at all on the Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Vile, or whatever it's called. It has such a bad name. It's good, but it focuses way more on the fallout of it all, like on his wife and on the court case and the pre-murders. It doesn't really so much focus on him as the serial killer.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, I was just gonna say, like, I know, like, sexualizing and like glorifying and making like these sexy villain monsters and stuff like that. I get that, and you know. But here's the thing: it's like either where are all the proceeds of this Netflix show going to? Is it going to the families and stuff? Honestly, we watch it on YouTube, and we watch, you know, we read it.
I agree.
So it's like, you know, all I'm getting at is, I don't have any bad. I don't feel guilty for watching it, but at the same time,
no.
But this has something to do. What I'm saying is something to do. What I'm saying kind of goes in that category. You know, I was talking about Henry Jackson, that from one of my favorite books, The Northwater. He's like not evil. He's not good, or It's not good. He's not like good or evil. It's like, but he obviously is like evil, but he's not good. He's
Great.
evil, but he's not evil because he's not doing it to be evil. He's just doing it because it's like who he is. Right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, that's kind of what they do with Dahmer. It's like it's so like they kind of give him like you never really feel sympathy for him, but at the same time you're almost like understand that he has to do it because it's who he is. You know?
Yes,
Does that make
100%.
sense?
No, 100%. And
But that said, that kind of rolls into the whole thing. It's like, you know, it's they go through all the red flags and everything. That's what they're saying. There's so many red flags, and it's like there's no rehabilitating this dude. This is like a beast, like a living beast that's just doing these horrid things. I don't know. I'm not really.
Well, so I'm extremely happy that you brought that up and had all that to say about it, and that you took it to there at the end, because I would like to piggyback on that, and this will be a good review-filled thing. I would like to piggyback on that and talk about how that can go completely awry and be completely misfired, and that is never been more apparent to me. And I'm dead serious when I say that I was fuming angry this morning after I watched this movie, just because I could not fucking believe that it exists. I'm not even like in a dramatic this affects my real life way, but just in a like fuck you for taking 3 hours of my life for this. Okay. Netflix released the Marilyn Monroe biopic Blonde today. It's 3 hours long. It's directed by a guy named Andrew Dominic, who directed a movie I actually really love called The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Which is also a very bleak and dark movie about a real life character told possibly fictitiously. We really don't know, but a very, very bleak look at that whole world. Good Western. So I was very interested in this. It's Ana de Armas from Knives Out and the new Bond. And I was pretty skeptical when I heard they had cast her, but then the trailer came out, and bro, here, let me get it popping in the background. The trailer for this movie is fucking stunning. And I want to be very clear that technically this movie is a masterpiece. 10 out of 10, probably one of the most technically proficient films I've ever seen. It fires on all cylinders in a technical sense. However, and we'll watch the trailer together real quick, because I think it'll help set the stage.
I think watching the trailer will help set the stage.
Yeah, so you can see what I mean by when I explain how it's shot and stuff.
A kiss on the hand.
How'd you get your start?
Maybe. What start?
In movies.
Quite continental. But diamonds are a girl's best friend. I guess I was discovered. Men broke home as girls. I know you're supposed to get used to it. And we all lose our charm in the end.
Heyo.
But I just can't. Square cut or pear shape. I played Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe. I can't face doing another scene with Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn doesn't exist. When I come out of my dressing room, I'm in Army Jean. I'm still heard when the camera's
Star-studded.
Marilyn Monroe only exists on the screen.
Okay, so phenomenal trailer. The movie, okay. So just because I cut it off, that was me, I think.
Somebody's doing yard work out here. Sorry, y'all.
I cut it off before it showed this, but the movie, it copped an NC-17. And that immediately... Well, oh, brother. Let me tell you something. That trailer is the most full of shit trailer of all time now. Okay. There is no story in this movie. This is what this is. He took real specific photographs, okay? And then he lit and framed every single shot in the movie exactly like the photographs. So so the aspect ratio keeps changing. It goes from black and white to color to like everything in the movie. Like visually, it is bonkers, 10 out of 10 perfection. Ana de Armas, she is so fucking dude, she's so good in it as far as like what the movie gives her to work with. Okay? Yeah. The movie is 3 hours of her getting raped.
Oh, God.
Nothing happens except that. She gets raped from the first scene. Her mom tries to kill her. JFK rapes her because it's based on a book that's not true. It's based on a fictitious book. But they don't ever mention that at all in this movie. It's presented like this was her life. It is the most disrespectful, vile shit I've ever seen, bro. She is... Because the director did a bunch of... okay, honestly, I don't have any problem with a brutal movie that's trying to shed light on something or like bring truth to light or something about something horrific. However, this is, again, based on a fictitious book about a real person who did go through real shit, and this is not those things that she went through. It could be interesting. Quentin just did it with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You can do revisionist history and it works. But
I don't understand why you're so upset. Like,
listen. But yeah, for sure. It's based on a book that not too many people would read now. It's not a visual medium where you're watching it the whole time. The director, though, has been doing interviews in the past couple weeks in the lead up for it, and it's very clear that he hates Marilyn Monroe. He's constantly talking about how she wasn't smart, how she was essentially a whore for Hollywood, how any of her dude, she had a laundry list of actual accomplishments that she did as a woman for women in the industry. Sure. that are real accomplishments, not just like, oh, she was good for women. Like, she fought for specific things and like also fought against the communist witch hunt and shit. Like, none of that shit ever gets addressed in this movie. It's just poor Marilyn got raped by everyone she knows, and you watch it in every scene. There's also POV abortions for some reason. We're talking full-on GoPro up the vagina abortion scenes. Why? And then later, the movie makes the odd choice to be out of nowhere to be strangely anti-choice and have her talk to her dead fetus, who basically is like, "Why'd you kill me?" It's insane. And then it happens again. A second time. She has a second POV abortion, and that baby's like, "Why? Are you fucking kidding me?" But anyway, so the director's been doing all these interviews where he's just like, has a very clear detest for her. And then you watch this movie, and it's very clear that Ana de Armas is giving it everything she's got. And like in her interviews, she is very much like, I think this movie is extremely fucked up, but needs to be seen to shed light on these things. And that's all well and good. The director is not interested in that. It is shot fantastically, Doug. It is 3 hours of gorgeous rape scenes. And to me, I was just like, what the fuck is happening? There is zero redeeming quality in the storytelling of that movie. I gave it a fucking 0 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, you definitely got the soundbite of all of our episodes.
It's insane.
Okay. Well, I assure you, I won't watch it. How about that?
I mean,
you won one guy over. Who's Artemis Ramsey? What's her name?
What happened right now? I can hear myself.
What?
I can hear myself.
What do you mean you can hear yourself?
At the end of me talking right then, you lean forward on your computer, and now there's an echo.
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh, what the fuck?
You got a little bit of slap back. Is it bad?
Hold on. Oh, it's bad. I can hear everything I say. Hold on.
I don't know what you did.
I'm going to try to share this and unshare it. Is that better? No, fuck. That's all right. You talk for a while.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know who Artemis Ramsey is. What's her name?
Oh, Ana de Armas?
Yeah, who's that?
Did you see Knives Out?
No, never even heard of it.
What? You need to
Yes.
watch Knives Out. That movie bangs, and there's a sequel called Glass Onion coming out that Netflix paid $500 million for.
Huh. Interesting.
Here, I'm going to show you right now.
Did you turn off your noise cancellation, echo cancellation?
No, all I did was stop sharing, and it worked. I went back and reshared and stopped sharing, and it worked.
So your headphones are working fine now?
Yep.
Oh God, we're gonna pay the price for this one in the episode. I can already tell you.
No, I'm not going to scroll far enough for anything bad to pop up. But yeah, it's this girl. She doesn't look anything like Marilyn Monroe, but then...
Well, and that's another thing when it goes back to the Dahmer or whatever, they, spoiler alert, they
But like,
reach
look
into...
at that. It's perfect.
Yeah. So they reach into, thanks, Joel. They reach into a little bit of Ed Gein's life. And they did a cardinal, like maybe the one thing that could have, thank God it was only one episode. They did something that was, any serial killer fan, like people that read about serial killers or know, especially like Johnny Gacy, they did something that everybody knows never happened. They had him dressed up as a clown and kill someone and drown someone.
Did that never happen?
Never was there's never any evidence that he actually was Pogo the
in
clown.
Dahmer they show Gein kill somebody? I mean Gacy?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they refer to Gein too. They show a clip of Gein. They get into it towards the end.
Crazy.
But yeah, he was Pogo. Like Johnny Gacy would dress up as a clown to like do parties and stuff like that. There has been rumors that he was like, I guess there is based off of rumors. You know, nobody was actually there for the murders, except for the victims and him. But he never admitted to dressing up as Pogo to kill people, and they did it.
Pogo,
but
that's right.
It's Pogo. The Pogo that they had him, it was spot fucking on though, and that is terrifying.
Is it like, so I guess I'm confused. Does it like cut two scenes of him, or is it like news footage or something?
No, it's like they do a good, like it's pretty damn cool. Like I said, man, I feel bad. I feel like I'm just spoiling it. But
no, I mean, well, dog, I feel like at this point we've gone through the plots of a TV show and a full movie. Like if they didn't.
So essentially, like, I don't know if this is fact or whatever. Like, okay, they do a good job of like staying on the line of fact. You know, obviously, once again, it's a show. They can't, you know, you got to make it 10 episodes long. So not all of it's going to be perfect and or you know, like completely clouded in truth. But they say because remember Jeffrey Dahmer in that one interview with Stone Phillips, he's like he says he was saved, he was baptized, he found Jesus and stuff like that. That's a big part of this story, you know. Mm-hmm. And so, but apparently the day that Jeffrey Dahmer was baptized in prison was the same day that Gacy was to be executed. And they were both scheduled for the same time. And it was during a solar eclipse. I have no idea if that is true. I never read it before. The only time I've ever seen it was in the movie or in the show. And if that is true, that is some fucking wacky shit.
No,
dude.
that's something else, bro. Yeah, like that's on some something else. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I have to say this before I forget. The one thing that cracked me up as a film fan watching Dahmer was it is true. He did make Tracy, I can't remember his last name Tracy, the dude from the first episode. He did make him watch Exorcist 3 with him. And but in the show they're watching it and he goes, "Wait, this is the scariest part," or this is the best part. And then it's the exorcism scene from the end. But every film fan will tell you that Exorcist 3 is a wonderful movie, except for that stupid exorcism scene at the end that the studio made him tack on because it didn't have enough exorcism stuff in it. That was really funny to me that he picked the worst part of the movie to be like, "This is the best part." Like, yeah, of course you're a serial killer. This fucking movie sucks if you like this part.
Dude, did you see him put in the contacts and stuff?
I mean, we watched the first 2 episodes. If that didn't happen, I don't recall that. No,
dude. Yeah, I mean, So he puts in these contacts. He's like, "You like my contacts?" He's like, the Emperor wears them. The Emperor strikes back, and it's fucking terrifying, dude.
Is it like even the white ones or whatever?
No, it's like yellow cat eyes. I'm like, what the fuck? dude. It actually, and like another thing about him is like Dahmer, like, dude, that big old butt. You see how big his legs are? It's like I was like, man, he has his mother's hips.
Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna pull this up in the side here. I forgot this was happening. Godspeed to all our Floridian fans.
Yeah, dude.
This is a live shot from from the Skyway Bridge in Tampa. The fucking
Now?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
It's just now making landfall.
Damn.
It's bad. It's like really big. Let me see if I can pull up the radar thing.
Hurricane Ian, yeah. Yeah, dude. I hope everybody comes out on top on this one. Obviously.
Oh, damn. It's in category 5 at 4 hours ago.
Damn. Well, we hope everybody comes out on top except for any hidden serial killers living over there.
Yeah, no serial killers or child lovers.
Yeah, if you're a chomo or a serial killer or both, you stay and you drown in the wake of the Lord.
Hey, you know what's dope?
No, seriously, chomos can.
If you tried to come up with a word like that for serial killers, it would probably be sicko. That's dope, kind of. Chomos and sickos, because like child molester, chomo.
Chomo, sicko,
serial killer, sicko.
Yeah,
dude,
sicko.
I was laughing so hard. You remember I talked about this band Chat Pile that had that song that I thought was super disturbing, the Grimace Smoking Weed JPEG song, where he's just like, "Get out of my room, I'm trying to kill myself." Like, that song is so brutal. Anyway, somebody in the band made the mistake of mentioning that they are a big fan of Korn. And now in all the interviews, people are like, "What's your favorite Korn song?" And I finally saw this interview with him yesterday where he's like, "I just want to be very clear, like, nobody else in this band really likes Korn. It's just me." And they still followed that up with, "So what's your favorite Korn song?"
Dude, I saw something that happened the other day, and it was fucking badass. It was like East 6th Street. The sun was coming down, and it was like just hitting like the road, like where all the bars and stuff are, and just like shining real, like it just looked really good, you know, like kind of like that golden hour essentially.
Yeah.
And so like, and there was these this, I think it was a white BMW or something like that, BMW Mercedes, but like a white one, and the windows were down, and dude, there was these two babes, like just like pulling up with the windows down, and they came up to a stoplight, and they were just straight chilling, dude. Like, it was the fucking coolest thing ever because they were fucking blaring "Got the Life" by Korn.
No way.
In the sun, it's like, and like, dude, and the sun was just hitting. They just looked amazing, dude. That stoplight, and not a care in the fucking world. Just like where, just like, dude, it was fucking great. I think
that's
about
cool
it all the
as
time.
shit, man. No, that's cool as shit.
So like I was like, man, whenever I get my dream car, whatever it may be, whenever that day comes, whenever I get it, I'm gonna actually I don't have a dream car, but the next car if I could get my shit together and like, you know,
the day like, Junior.
I know would be one of the new Broncos, like a fucking flat black one.
I love the shit out of those too, dude. But then it's a Ford and it fucking breaks all the time.
Oh, Joel's worried about the Ford breaking all the time. Shut the fuck up,
I had
Joel.
2 and they both sucked.
Dude, whatever. Your freaking red truck, you suck. Your truck didn't suck. You suck. I'm so blown away that thing. I'm blown away you're just even saying that. And then I'm also blown away that truck made it so long as it did. You should be looking that truck right into its freaking muffler and kissing it. That truck treated you so damn well.
Like that dude who loved his car. Like that dude who wants to marry his car. He's underneath it sucking on the muffler.
And the other one literally took you all the way to California.
I did like the Exploder was sick.
Dude, when he picked me up from the airport. Yeah, you were waving. I'm like, you know, your face went, dude. You're just like so happy to see me. Find out LAX, the terminal, or what's that called? Terminal or the pickup, or whatever. And I'm just waving back. And your face went. You just went. And I'm like, holy shit! I started taking steps back, dude. All of a sudden, you're just like,
Goose.
It's like those, and you're like, I'm like, what's up? Like, hey, what's up? So and like, I get in the car, we start driving. He's like, hey, I don't know what to tell you, man. My brakes just went out. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I was slamming on the brakes, and they finally start working again right before I got to you. And that whole entire drive back to Hollywood was terrifying. It was terrifying.
I remember coming down the big hill by Randy's, and I was excited as fuck to show you the donut, but I was also like, we're going to wreck at the bottom of this hill. In the back of my mind, I was like, we're going to die at the bottom of this hill. And then we got right next to the donut, and the hill ends, and it went, koosh, and just caught. Oh, it caught at all the right times, dude.
Dude, yeah, that was.
I'll give it that. I'll give it that. It took us home safely. It caught at all the most opportune times. It made us feel like we were going to die, but at every light, it decided to catch.
Did you ever get it fixed? Was that the last time you saw that car?
No. So, dude, I got it fixed while you were there. I took it to the dealership that day. And then,
no, I understand.
Yeah, and then I picked it up at the end to take you to the airport or something.
Did we go in the X-Booter to the airport?
Yeah, I believe so. Or maybe somebody dropped us off. Maybe Serge dropped us off.
I don't remember how we got back to the airport.
But that being said, so here's what happened with that car. And this is a lesson in not to just experiment with random drugs, over the counter or not. So I got it back, and it gave me many, many more months of valued service. And I'll never forget. I got a really big check, the biggest check I'd ever gotten at that time. And I was like, holy fuck. And I went and I cashed it for some reason. Instead of putting it in an account, I cashed it. I took it back to my apartment. I put it in the closet, and I started living large. I was picking people up like, oh, let's go do this. Let's go do that. And the Exploder took us everywhere. And the only album we had in the car was Karen O's soundtrack to Where the Wild Things Are. And it's just heard a bunch of kids screaming and singing. And I would crank the shit out of it and just get high as fuck and go everywhere. And those are some of the fucking cool. It was Christmas 2010, or 2009, one of those years. It was so fucking sick. And then one of my homegirls lived up the road from us in a house, and she invited all of us over to have a sleepover, like 10 of us, and we were just going to crank out old 90s and 80s movies and shit and like hang out and smoke weed or whatever. And it seemed like a really fun night. And then we got there, and at like 7:30 we were like, we should take some Ambien, bro. I mean, I had never done that before. And so we each took an Ambien, and immediate, like, cause like you feel those really quick, but before anybody could feel them, I was like, let's go to Amoeba, to the record store or whatever. So it was the dude from Cuero who was staying with me at the time. Yeah. And a bunch of other people. And we pile in the Exploder, we go to Amoeba. It's like just down the road. So it was like fine. But we get in there, and I fell asleep at like the CDs or whatever. And the dude from Cuero woke me up and was like, hey, you're about to knock all these shelves over, bro. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Where are we? And he was like, we're buying videotapes. And I just remember pulling out hundreds and being like, fill carts. And we filled carts with back then they were all 50 cents. And we filled carts with 50-cent VHS tapes of like Bill and Ted and shit, and piled them in the Exploder and took them back to their house and got out, and we watched all the movies. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, where the fuck are my keys? And we looked for days for my keys and could never find them. And so the Exploder just sat with no keys on the side of this mountain road. And then one day it was gone.
Oh my God.
And I was so sad, bro. We kept just looking for the keys because I didn't want to tell my parents I lost the keys because it had that stupid number clicker on it or whatever. And I was like, this is going to cost money. So we just kept looking for the keys. And then one day we woke up and it was gone. And there's too many tow companies in LA to find it, really. Like, it could be anywhere. It could have got stolen. We could spend days calling tow companies just for it to have been stolen, you know?
Damn, dude.
Yeah. So the Exploder, long live the Exploder. Don't take Ambien.
Yeah. No, you're just pathetic and you're a loser.
Doug says some really nice things, and then he'll turn around and say some really mean things. Or you'll text Doug something, and he'll send you back this. Dope response. You always have the best responses.
What is this? Where's this coming from?
No, I'm just kidding. Why did you ask me earlier if I got an iPhone? Did something change when I texted you?
No, I just wanted to see what you're going to say.
Oh, yeah, no.
How you been?
I've been good. Hey, look at this sticker I found right before we went on. Oh, come on. There we go. It's an alien riding on Bigfoot's back.
Cute.
I don't get it. Why won't this work?
Yeah, it ain't working, dude. Cute. Yeah. Where'd you find that at?
On the keyboard.
What was your first guitar? I can't remember. Was it that SG or did you have one before that?
Oh no, dude. My first guitar was I want to say Fender. No, might have been a Yamaha black electric guitar that I got when I was like electric. That I got when I was 12, and then I got an acoustic. Oh gosh, what's the? It was a good brand. It was a really good one. T starts with a T. The brand. Holy shit, man. Takamine. Yep. Had one of those. And then I stepped through it at a show. And then got another one of those. And then the SG.
Remember when you were doing your church tour and you're just gigging at all the Baptist churches?
That's when I stepped through it.
Yeah, Joel opened up for his favorite band, Bomb Fog. I heard y'all are going to have a reunion tour coming up.
With Bomb Fog, yeah. And, dude, a lot of people sleep on this, but back in the day when my dad was down for bringing bands in and stuff, when that whole, like, Christian music thing first, like, started to kick off, you know who you brought down? And credit to him for this, too, like, because this was on album 1 for them.
Relentless K.
Reliant K. Brought them motherfuckers down, like, 2 or 3 times, bro, and they ended up being, like, Billboard #1 artists by the end of their run and shit. Like, wild.
Reliant K in the rock band. Let's see what they're up to.
I think they put some shit out still. I don't think they consider themselves a Christian band anymore. I don't think they've gone full tilt. We hate Christians.
1998, and they are apparently Norma Jean. They're still together. I don't know any of these dudes' songs, Reliant K, but Norma Jean, the metal band, apparently they had like a fucking secret show in Austin a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks ago.
They did. My homie went to it. There was also, they just put out an album, I think, too. Yeah, they've been dropping songs all year.
I heard they released Bless the Martyr, Kiss the Child Part 2.
Man, that would be fucking crazy if they got Josh back and did Bless the Martyr sequel and it was that heavy. Fuck. I'd get right back into music like that. That's one of the best albums of all time, dude. That shit is relentlessly heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. It's
so fucking heavy, bro. A lot of that shit I go back to and I'm like, this wasn't as heavy as I remember. Like, To Find the Great Line is really heavy, but I remember when it came out and I think it was really heavy compared to the last Under Oath record. But when you go back to it, it's not as heavy. But fuck, Bless the Martyr is so heavy. Fuck. And the only really heavier but fuck. I saw you clip that motherfucker. But fucking you know who the only heavier Christian band ever was?
No.
The fucking Chariot, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know those guys.
I know you know those guys.
They're good dudes.
Why don't you ask them to come on for an unplugged set?
Well, they started a new band called Glass Ocean, and now it's called Holy Gold, and they're fucking awesome. It's kind of the new album and everything. So, or I think Glass Ocean just did a reunion show. I think it was in July. I really wanted to try to make it, but no, they kick ass, dude. You ever listen? You ever that band that I got into it?
They changed their name. They changed their name to the Almighty Norma Jean.
Who did?
Norma Jean.
Oh, Norma Jean. I mean, it probably had to for legal reasons or something. Wow, how we're tying in the Norma Jean to the
They had a song called Marilyn Monroe Bot.
That makes about sense.
It makes about sense.
It makes about sense.
Makes about that.
I wish I had more to say. I just
That's not an off. That's not an off shirt, right?
No, this is DFF.
Okay, because then it says V-Town Hardcore, and I was like, I don't know if they're from Victoria.
Nope, they're not. DFF. Dirty fucking fun. Or Doug fucking Fresh.
That's probably what you tell everybody. This is my band. This is Doug fucking Fresh. Speaking of bands and people we know, you were at Somebody We Know show last night, and he was sounding good. He's shredding up there. I was watching it.
Yeah, it was good.
You were singing along in the video. I was like, damn, Doug knows all the words of this song.
That's a good song.
It's a good
That's
song. I
really
looked it up afterwards. It was a good song.
Yeah, it's called Open Wounds. My buddy Dustin Schaefer went and saw it at Sex Pub last night. Bobby Paul, old friend of mine from Mickey and the Motor Cars, was drumming for him last night. They fucking, dude, it might not be, you know, everybody's genre is like, you know, Saxon Pub is like more like, you know, not soft, like Americana, like Texas country. But dude, so everybody was like, I heard that album and I knew what he was going to be playing, but with everybody on stage are like come from that scene, that like Texas music scene or like that Americana scene. And dude, they fucking rocked, man.
Yeah,
and like,
that was just good rock and roll, man.
Dude, fuck yeah. I was really impressed how they sounded live. It was really good.
And it translated even in the video. I was like, damn, dude, he's fucking killing it. And he looked cool as shit too. I like his whole vibe.
Dude, I mean,
I've always been jealous of people who can pull off that like peace loving long hair vibe.
Well, he's very talented. He's earned. He is one of the hardest working guitar players I ever met. He's like taught. You know, his singing gets getting better and better, and his songwriting's getting better and better. And he's living the dream that we all wanted to live, dude. He is just constantly on the road. He is a lead guitar player for Shane Smith and the Saints was a big deal. Was a pretty big deal. And then he's just, dude, yeah, that's how he makes his living, and it's like I applaud him for it.
Totally. Before we wrap things up, I want to make sure that I bring this up, and I want to preface this by saying that I feel like everyone should have a bodily and mental autonomy and the ability to make choices for themselves regarding their health and their medical procedures and things of that nature. However, so you might not want to hear here just yet because there's a however at the end of that sentence. I do think that in the quest to be all encompassing in our grace and our understanding, we're starting to overlook when people have serious issues. In case in point, Britney Spears, man, I was all about the free Britney shit. I was all about like, let's get her out from under her dad's thumb, like da-da-da-da. Well, that happened. And she has gone off the complete fucking deep end, bro. And it's disturbing, dude. Her Instagram is legitimately disturbing. So let me pull up some of her greatest hits from the past week. It's a fucking wild ride, Doug.
Let's go.
And you can see the comments are changing. The comments have gone from like, yes, queen, to like, Brittany, come on, baby. Like, come on, baby.
Yeah. I bet your dad and her whole family is like,
I mean, I'm not so sure they were the good guys, but I'm not so sure they were that far off when they
good guys in this situation.
All right, so it's not letting me pull up Instagram unless I sign in, but let me see if I can just find this one picture. Okay, this is insane, bro. So there's been all this drama going on, and like, all this talk of like her kids are embarrassed by the stuff she's been saying and how she's been acting on social media and stuff. And Kevin Federline released a video, and it's been kind of a nasty back and forth. And like, I don't think any of that, when kids are involved,
she's a kid with Kevin Federline, right?
Yeah, she has a couple with him. Okay. And I just think that like when there's kids involved, they should both kind of chill out, like both sides. But she's gone full tilt bonkers, and she posts some really crazy shit under the guise of being free and able to do whatever she wants, you know, which I understand like that. She probably has a lot of really conflicting emotions, and she's probably confused a lot about like, what does that even mean? She hasn't really been free really her entire life and shit. But this was one of her recent posts.
Cool. Was her butt?
It's her spreading her asshole. And it says heart or flower.
It's her spreading her asshole.
If you told 12-year-old me that was going to happen in the future, I would be blown away. I'd be like, she's doing what? What the fuck is the internet?
Oh, Brittany.
That shit blew me away, bro. I opened my Instagram and there's Britney Spears just pulling the fucking butt open. The hell?
For the world to get in.
The hell is going on?
Yeah, what is she trying to? What is she like? Like, what's her dialogue?
I don't know.
Like, what's
Then
she saying?
the other day she was fat shaming Christina Aguilera's backup dancers, and then everybody's like, "Yo, you can't be fat shaming people." She's like, "I'm not fat shaming Christina." She's fucking wild now, bro.
Dude, these fucking these delivery drivers come in, and like it's so weird to see them. Like, cause like two different beer companies, like, and they meet up at the bar, and they have like this weird exchange. It's like a friendly rivalry kind of vibe. And like, there's this one guy, and he's like putting everything in, and you know, he's in this one. So one of the drivers says to the other, he's like, "Oh, look who beat you here," whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, man." He's like, and he's like, "I just wish I could work more like you, you know." And he's like, "Well, how's that?" He's just like, "Slow," and just like turned around and walked out. And dude, everybody in the fucking bar start fucking losing it, like laughing. It was the weirdest fucking thing ever. And
I love
see
shit.
what I was talking about earlier when I was like, I start stories, they're thinking to be funny, and they're just
No,
like,
that was
horrible.
funny. No, that was funny, and I can piggyback on it. I love when shit like that happens. At my job, we keep walking past each other. We keep walking past each other in the back, you know, and yeah. And I've made quite a few really, really cool friends there already, and I really am enjoying myself. There's this guy who just recently started working there, and I don't work near him or with him or anything, so I'm not gonna speak on his work ethic at all. This came out of his own mouth. It was me and him, and then a dude who I actually have become pretty good friends with, who works very closely with him. Okay, and the new guy goes, "My goal is just to do the least amount of work in the longest amount of time without getting fired." And and my buddy goes, "Well, you've certainly succeeded in that," and just walks away. And that's like his superior. And I was like, "Oof, rough." And just started laughing and walked away.
Well, that's what happens when you're honest. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for watching another episode of IDSIBIBY, I Believe You. If you don't follow us on Spotify, please do. Don't subscribe with us right here on our channel on YouTube.
Watch last week's episode over here.
Yeah. But we love you, and goodbye.
See you next week with Josh Schaefer of Lunch Meat. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.